All right, and we're back. Contractor Talk with Richie Kidwell live. Are we live really? I mean, we are pre-recorded, but then live.
Alive.
I mean, we are alive and well here on iHeartRadio. Building damage experts. We're live every Saturday at least and alive. I love that one. On iHeart every Saturday, 12 p.m. to 2 p.m. Now, what we do is we film a podcast prior to, so we can get the video part of it, and we take the audio and shoot it over to iHeartRadio. So we're building up our archives on Contractor Talk with Richie Kidwell Facebook page. We're building our landing page on contractortalkpodcast.com, and our emails are already up. If you have questions, concerns, comments, if you want to comment on Hans' dapper outfit and suit tonight, then you can do that as well. Info at contractortalkpodcast.com. And welcome to the show. What's going on, Hans?
I don't know. Glad to be back. I had to dress up today. I had to be in court a couple times, which obviously changes a little bit of that. So I'm happy to offer fashion tips.
Wait. Physical court, or did you have to?
I actually had to go to court in Seminole County today.
Oh, they're back live, are they?
Well, on some stuff, and I asked the judge, I said, Judge, have I done something wrong? and I was trying not to be facetious. I was like, is there a reason why we had to come up and see you? Did we forget to file something? Or she's like, no, I just want to come up so we can go over calendars. And I went, okay, well, I can do calendars on Zoom.
Right.
But look forward to seeing you.
Was that the new Judge Bowie?
It was Judge Bowie. Very nice lady.
Nice.
Very, very pleasant. Very nice lady. Sometimes judges will say to you, they'll go, look, you didn't file whatever, so I made you come here and tell me why. If you file it, you don't have to come here. So I was really just trying to ask her whether there was something, whether we were being punished to go up here. I think it gets a little lonely there. I think it's a lonelier job, I think, than people think. Like a federal judge, there's really nobody goes to the courthouse really that much anymore. So I think they kind of.
And this is the Seminole County Courthouse?
It was Seminole County, yes, sir.
Oh, I negotiated one of my divorces there. It's a nice place.
It's hard to keep track sometimes, isn't it?
Yeah, precisely.
And that's our judge. I mean, that's the judge that we have a lot of cases in front of.
No, she's been very nice, very pleasant, very, very, very judge-like, and which I think is a bit of a temperament that some people have that are better at it than others.
Yeah, I think she was a replacement for Judge Schott.
Correct.
In that spot. So
actually,
I think she has better rulings, at least on my cases. It was 50-50 shot there with Schott.
You had a 50-50 shot.
Yeah, and now I have a better shot with Bowie. So
yeah,
I'm
judge is done. Again, she's very pleasant to work with, very, very cordial. But she feels the pressure from the Supreme Court of Florida, which has become a much more of a overbearing oversight. The court is much more so now than it was previously.
Well, that's why I had to up your clothes game.
I had to do something. You show up. It's part of it.
That's right. Yeah, the people part of it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Did you? So you didn't get a ruling. So you just calendar stuff.
Yeah, it was just calendar stuff, which is why I was just like wondering why we look at calendars. We could do that otherwise, but
that's awesome. So we were talking in the break. Not so much going on the news this week, but we had Governor DeSantis in a little fender bender, did we?
Well, what's interesting is actually his motorcade. Now, here always a question I always hate to have to ask about the money that he spends. He had a burn rate. I don't know if you saw that. New York Times had an article that he raised like give or take whatever the number. I'll get it wrong. $20 million, but had spent $5 million of it since like May 1st. Primarily on there was a huge bill for private air travel.
I mean, he's going back and forth to Iowa, so.
and $250,000 for like a stay at the Ritz-Carlton. I mean, seriously, it was like in the paper. It was incredible. His burn rate was like 40% of the money he brought in. He had already spent without airing a single ad.
Wow,
it was some crazy thing.
Holy cow!
That's the MC Hammer financial management.
Well, what did he do with the $100 million that the insurance lobby gave him for passing all that tort reform?
The Mike Tyson model of economic efficiency. Well, it's interesting though, but Governor DeSantis was in a car accident. So I mean, I was wondering if he was looking for, I don't know, what would you think he might be looking for?
Oh, see, your mic is down. See,
no, man, it's all going
fail.
Maybe a few bucks to help tide over the pool there. But it's interesting. The accident involved DeSantis' his 4-vehicle motorcade going through Tennessee, and the motorcade came up quickly on slow traffic, and so he actually caused a rear-end collision. So DeSantis' own motorcade caused a collision, someone in front of him, and then all the vehicles kind of went gunk, 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 and all in a row, which I always find
Oh
funny.
man, I mean, it's just dropping the bucket from his $250,000 like visit at the
At the Ritz-Carlton.
Ritz-Carlton,
It was,
yeah.
it was in the paper. They were just talking about the fact just how much money they fired. I think 90 people. I mean, some number. DeSantis' campaign did. It was a big number. If I'm wrong, I'll look it up. But a large number of people, and they were just like, "What is he doing, hiring all these people to just do stuff, and not increasing his poll numbers, no less."
Yeah, I think he's given up, and for good reason. I think. I mean, he's not going to win. He's so far behind in every poll in the primaries. He's not even going to be a blip on the radar for Trump. Unfortunately.
And what I was wondering too is of the 4 vehicles, and he said the government, they called it a government motorcade, and I stop and I go, is that our money?
Oh, it's absolutely our money.
Is that Florida money? Sending 4 vehicles, driving them or flying them or trailing them, whatever you are, all the way to Tennessee, because the Times mentioned that he and his wife had a penchant for private air travel. Penchant for free, apparently. Well, maybe not free, because apparently he's paying somebody now for it. There you go. That was exactly how it happened. Joe Andretti at the controls today. Happy to be there to help us with it.
Oh, no problem. No problem.
Have they called your Morgan & Morgan office there in Tennessee?
Well, I'm thinking who they just ran into. Whoever they ran into probably should, because I think because there would be no sovereign immunity at that point. I would say for that. So the motorcade came up on slow traffic, and the lead vehicle had to brake quickly, causing a rear-end collision involving the other vehicles. All the vehicles involved were government vehicles. Government, again, I just can't.
They all hit each other. That's hilarious.
So they use our tax dollars to take
Little
4
government
vehicles up to Tennessee so you can drive around and campaign, and then cause an accident. Now we got to put the taxpayers going to pay.
Yeah, we're going to pay that too.
but
Yeah,
see-
and they don't have to disclose that anyways from the last bills that they passed and that he signed before the end of session, that him nor his cabinet has to report any of the expenditures
And he
that
can
has to do
also
with his running for president.
he can come right back to the position. So see, that's what happens when you give yourself an out. You don't put your full effort into it.
Yeah, so there you go. So causing car accidents.
What are we going to do? So, we mentioned the, our governor, which again is a very, very popular governor. The first time he won only by 30,000 votes against Mayor Gillum, mayor of Tallahassee at that time. Mm-hmm. And as we all know, he wasn't very happy about it. And I think we made the right choice. I mean, even though I think Gillum would have been a puppet for, many folks in Tallahassee, including the Florida Justice Association's trial bar, and many within my interest wheelhouse. But I think that the right person did take us through the COVID era.
Yep.
So for my small business, for my sanity, I think we had the right governor. I think when he became so popular and won by such a huge margin the second time, I think it got to his head. I think the insurance lobby with the $100 million they gave him, I think with him, I never thought that he would be bought, that he could be bought and paid for. And unfortunately, he was, and you can tell by his actions from one 4-year section to the next. And it really was a changing of the guard in the Senate and the House that gave him now total control. And then, of course, him picking 4 Florida Supreme Justice judges, then that's kind of making a lot of the power in his favor. The most powerful governor that I think I've seen in Florida in my residency. So a little bit scary on that.
Well, I mean, it's not only that, but we'll chat about that on next segment.